Hey, Dr. Matt here, and I just thought I'd take a few minutes and talk a little bit about a challenge, a problem that we see a lot in our own community, where people have sought out counseling to address some real-life issues and know that there's some powerful work and powerful benefit of that level of service. But we want to talk a little bit today about why sometimes it may not be working for you. And what might be some of the missing pieces, because that's really what the quantum emergence system is about. It's about unlocking and exposing these hidden areas that just are so hard to connect with. Just like in my chiropractic practice, when patients come in with all kinds of symptoms and issues and diseases that they've been diagnosed with, well, maybe that's not really the problem. Maybe there's something deeper as a cause. And until we get to that root cause, you're just treating symptoms. And unfortunately, that's what the type of feedback and what we've seen in this type of industry is where counseling addresses more of the surface symptoms, the issues with relationships or your job or your boss or whatever may be causing that emotional pain in your life. What would it be like to actually get to the root cause and eliminate it at the source, right? So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about. And in our community, that means we go behind the scenes. We look at the hidden aspects of consciousness. We know that your head understands that it may be the kids or the spouse or your boss or money or whatever else that appears to be causing the stress or the pain or that emotional unrest. But what if, just maybe, that's not the issue? What if there's actually something deeper behind the scenes that's the real cause of this emotional stress or pain or hardship that you're dealing with? And if so, what that thing is that we have found deals with the subconscious mind. So if we take a look at the aspects of the seen and the unseen, or maybe the known and the unknown, we separate these two into what your head sees, or we refer to that as your surface conscious mind. And that's the day-to-day stuff, the people, the places, the things, your time, your money, the job, the kids. But behind the scenes, in that hidden world, we have what's known as the subconscious mind. And the key thing you have to know about the subconscious mind is that it doesn't know or understand or comprehend the things of the real world or that surface realm. However, these two minds, your head and your heart, your surface conscious mind and your subconscious mind, they are inseparable, but they're completely distinguishable as to how they think and how they operate and how they function. And so if you really want real results, meaningful results, and permanent results with counseling, coaching, or any personal development work that you're doing, you got to bring these two minds together. You got to bring these two worlds together. So we want your head and your heart on the same page, working together towards a corrective or healing contribution, not just dealing with your symptoms. Not just helping you communicate better, or listen better, or understand better, or work together better, or right? These are all great strategies that most counselors are experts in dealing with. However, it's just one part of the picture. And based on neuroscience research, this is sort of where the tricky part comes in. Your subconscious mind is actually managing 95% of that. So what we find in our community that people spend the majority of their time, right, almost 100% of their time, focused on a very small or insignificant part of what can really make the difference, right? So I just want to take a couple minutes and explain why this is so important and the three parts of the heart that we're actually dealing with. And the first one that we're going to consider, why we know your heart's involved and why we know that your responses and how you're showing up today with day-to-day issues and day-to-day struggles and challenges. One, the heart, the subconscious, is all based on memory. So this is the first component, is that your subconscious is like a computer. It's been programmed with a a specific way of thinking and feeling and functioning. Completely different from your head. Your head deals with day-to-day stuff, but your heart's been programmed with a memory on how to respond. So the first thing that we look at is, even though this person, place, or thing, or issue, or event that you're dealing with is happening right now, your subconscious is responding based on memories. Meaning, how did it respond when you're a little child? How was it programmed to react to whatever it is you're dealing with right now? It doesn't have the capability of learning something new all on its own. It doesn't have the capability to have a fresh new perspective on the issue or challenge that you're dealing with right now. Your head does. The problem is, the majority of your response is involved at a heart level or at a subconscious level, and that's rooted in memory or past behaviors, past thoughts, and past patterns. And that's why oftentimes we have people take a look at what are they dealing with right now, what's going on right now in their life, and find another time earlier in life when the exact same thing happened. And I guarantee you, 100% of the time, you will see it. Why? Because of this principle that we just talked about. You are responding based on memory. Second thing is, we know that this is tied together, is the emotion. Boy, when there's a lot of stress and struggle and hardship going on, how do you feel? Depressed, angry, sad, afraid. There's anxiety that builds up. These are hardcore emotions. These are feelings. You can't deny them. When I work with people, we acknowledge the fact that this is real. You didn't, with your head, determine, I want to feel stressed right now. I want to feel afraid or angry. No, that just showed up. Based on the issue or challenge that you're dealing with, there was an emotional component. And that is true. That you can't fake that. You can't make that up. And it's coming from the level of the heart. So an emotional response is also triggered to these memories. How did I respond in the past to this similar type of situation or circumstance? How am I supposed to feel right now based on what somebody just said or did, or what I'm going through? It's all based on this memory and what emotion was connected with that. The other thing that you sort of need to consider is that even though the emotion that just showed up right now and what you're experiencing in the present from those people and the situations and circumstances, this emotion is real, the heart has no clue what you just heard, saw, or experienced. It doesn't know. It can't comprehend the same way your head can with the day-to-day life issues. That's what I said. We're going behind the scenes. You got two minds working at the same time. And it's your heart that causes you to feel emotion. But it doesn't understand what you just experienced. And so, if we're truly going to help people feel emotionally better about situations and things they're going through, then we have to acknowledge the source of it. And it's not your head. Logic, reason, and understanding has a small impact on a heart-generated emotion. And so the last part that we're going to look at is meaning. So we have memory, emotion, and meaning. And these are all connected at the level of the subconscious, meaning that the memory or the experience that happened in the past has an emotion that's associated with it, but it's stored with a meaning, meaning the subconscious really only thinks about one thing, and that one thing is your safety. And it defines who you are and what is possible based on what is safe and what is not safe. And how we connect, how it understands safety or threat is how you feel. And so these past traumas, right, these past emotional experiences that didn't feel good, well, because it felt bad, it must mean something bad. So these three aspects within the subconscious is constantly being replayed over and over again. The memory, the emotion, and the meaning. And when a current or present experience dealing with your kids or your spouse or your boss, or maybe the neighbor across the street, triggers a memory, well, guess what? The emotion and meaning come right along with it. And so how do you know you're actually living in the past or responding in a past reaction, all these three things. You feel bad, you have a pattern of what you say and feel and behave around that, and deeply rooted behind all that is a meaning about you. Well, because this happened, it must mean I'm not loved, or I'm not valued, or I'm not worthy, or I'm not powerful or smart, right? These are the concepts that are embedded and held at a level of your subconscious. And all this is being played out with this current experience that you're dealing with. And so the head thinks, well, I'm feeling this way, and I'm thinking these things about me, and I'm responding because of what I just heard or saw or experienced. Well, that can't be true. That can't be it. Because if it was, every human being would respond the exact same way. You have a unique response, a unique reaction, based on the past programming of the subconscious mind, just like a computer. There's a memory, it has an emotion, and a meaning all associated with it. So bottom line, everybody, the key becomes, if you really want to create meaningful, permanent, and immediate change through your counseling or anything else that's going on in your life, you got to engage the subconscious mind. This has to be incorporated with the way to listen and cooperate and communicate, and all those strategies that we all know that are important and we need on day-to-day issues of life. But unless we engage the subconscious and what it's thinking about and what's on its mind, we're only playing with half the game, and actually less than that. And so what I encourage you, if this resonates at all, I hope it helped, check out our website, quantumemergence.com. We've got a bunch of free stuff on the site to help sort of connect you with this message and give you some tools and strategies to help your breakthrough and change right away. And we also offer a free strategy session that allows you to talk with one of us and actually see if and how we can help and serve you more. I hope this has helped. I look forward to talking to you again.